Hello everyone, welcome to Agriculture Insight. It's just old milk, fermented, and yet somehow people around the world are willing to spend over $130 billion every year to enjoy this magical food. More than 26 million tons of cheese are consumed annually, making it a market even bigger than Hollywood. And in a world filled with grilled meats, bread, and fries, only cheese can melt, stretch, ferment, and age like fine wine. What makes cheese so special? It's the intricate process, starting from fresh cow's milk, passing through countless steps, and then resting for years in cold, quiet aging rooms, all to create a wheel of cheese with a flavor unlike anything else. It's the perfect harmony between the precision of modern machinery and the skill, the sensitivity, and the delicate touch of the cheesemaker. Today, join me as we step into the strangest cold museum on Earth, where cheese isn't just made from milk, it's aged like wine, pampered like a pet, and worshipped like a god. Cheese is a universe of its own, rich, diverse, and full of contradictions. From the gooey stretch of mozzarella melting on pizza to the bold, pungent blue cheese that challenges your senses, every cheese has a distinct character. Like unique voices in a global culinary choir, no two are the same. Some stir up controversy, like casu marzu, the Italian cheese filled with live maggots. Once banned for being too unsanitary, it's now nominated as a UNESCO cultural heritage. While certain cheeses walk the line between tradition and food safety, cheddar represents something steady, beloved, and familiar. Though it originated in England, cheddar has become an American classic, woven into our burgers, grilled cheeses, and mac and cheese. Because cheese isn't just food, it's history, it's identity, and for many, it's pride on a plate. With cheddar, that story begins in green pastures. In the state of Idaho, the cheese capital of the American West, endless fields of alfalfa mark the beginning of the journey that leads to every rich, flavorful wheel of cheddar cheese. Leading the way is the mower, equipped with high-speed rotating blades positioned close to the ground. As it moves forward, it cuts each row of alfalfa clean at the base. Right behind it, the rotary rake spins its circular cone-like arms, gently gathering the freshly cut alfalfa into neat, consistent windrows. Finally comes the forage harvester, a modern machine that not only chops the alfalfa into short fibers, but also sucks it up and blows the entire chopped mass directly into a truck driving alongside. After leaving the field, trucks loaded with chopped forage unload directly into the large silage area on the farm. Heavy tractors repeatedly drive over the pile to compact it, pressing out air to create the anaerobic conditions needed for fermentation. Alfalfa needs to be ensiled for about 3 to 4 weeks to reach a stable level of fermentation. The silage is mixed with other ingredients such as grains, minerals, and vitamins to create a balanced ration. As a result, the cows not only get enough energy to produce milk consistently each day, but also face a lower risk of digestive issues, hoof inflammation, or drops in milk yield. This mixture is then evenly distributed along the feed bunk for the cows to eat each day. And a dairy cow can consume around 40 to 50 kilograms of feed per day, with silage typically making up about 60 to 70% of the total ration. At modern farms, each Jersey cow is fitted with an electronic ear tag that tracks her health and milk production history like a personal record. And that's not all. They get daily massages, relaxing music, sunbathing sessions, and live a life that's arguably more chill than most office workers in the city. Each day, the herd of cows is guided into a modern milking area, where soft lighting and stable temperatures help reduce stress and naturally stimulate milk flow. Before milking begins, the udders are thoroughly cleaned with sanitized cloths and disinfectant solution, then quickly checked to detect early signs of mastitis or poor quality milk. Automatic milking machines use vacuum suction cups attached to each teat, mimicking the natural suckling motion of a calf. The milking process takes about 5 to 7 minutes, operating gently and consistently, ensuring the cows remain comfortable and pain-free. On average, each cow can produce 30 to 35 liters of milk per day. At large-scale farms, total milk yield can exceed 50,000 liters daily. Immediately after milking, the fresh milk is transferred through a sealed pipeline system and cooled below 4 degrees Celsius to preserve its freshness and nutritional value, ready to be processed into butter, fresh milk, or cheddar cheese. The journey of cheddar begins with fresh cow's milk, but not all milk is the same. In summer, fat content can drop by up to 20%, making the cheese drier and less smooth. To fix this, food engineers blend milk from different sources or add cream to restore balance. Thanks to this step, every wheel of cheddar, whether made in the heat of July or the chill of January, maintains its rich texture and signature flavor. Once the milk has been standardized and pasteurized, it is transferred into a fermentation tank where strains of lactic acid bacteria, typically Lactococcus lactis, are added. These microorganisms consume the lactose in the milk and produce lactic acid, which lowers the pH and creates the ideal environment for coagulation to occur. When the acidity reaches the desired level, rennet enzyme is introduced. This enzyme causes the milk protein casein to coagulate, transforming the liquid milk into a soft gel-like mass known as curd. This curdling process takes about 30 to 45 minutes and marks the very first transformation from milk to cheese. As soon as the curd forms, it's cut into tiny cubes using specialized wire knives, kickstarting the crucial step of whey separation, the liquid portion left in the milk. The curd-whey mixture is then slowly heated to around 38 to 40 degrees Celsius over the course of 30 to 60 minutes. As the temperature rises, the curd pieces begin to shrink, firm up, and release even more moisture. To ensure the process is on track, the cheesemaker scoops up a sample of whey for inspection. If the liquid is pale yellow, clear, and free of milky residue, it's a good sign that the curds have separated properly and valuable proteins haven't been lost. To the untrained eye, it might look like nothing more than a pot of milk gently heating. But beneath the surface, a precise transformation is taking place. Each curd is tightening, concentrating its proteins and forming structure, while the whey quietly separates, clearing the way for the main act to begin. To keep the curds from clumping and ensure the whey drains evenly, cheese must be stirred continuously and with just the right touch. The result? Beautifully defined, protein-rich curds with low moisture, young cheese in its purest, most promising form. After most of the whey has been drained, the curd is cut into long, flat blocks with a high degree of uniformity. Every 15 to 20 minutes, they are flipped, rotated, and lightly pressed to continue removing moisture and increase their cohesiveness. This process takes about 1 to 2 hours and serves as the signature step of cheddar cheese production. Thanks to cheddaring, the cheese develops a dense, elastic texture with a firm bite. It's this very process that sets cheddar apart from many other cheeses and also gives it its name, derived from the technique itself. Once cheddaring is complete, the blocks of cheese are cut into small cubes or evenly sized pieces. If the pieces are too large, the cheese may retain excess moisture. If too small, it can lose its natural softness and creamy richness. Next, pure sea salt is thoroughly mixed into the curd. The amount of salt is carefully measured, just enough to preserve the cheese without overpowering its natural richness. At this stage, additional ingredients like pepper, dried bell peppers, or herbs may also be added to create unique flavor profiles. Next, the curd mixture and added ingredients are thoroughly mixed to ensure that the salt and seasonings are evenly distributed, creating a consistent flavor throughout the entire cheese block. Then, the curd is passed through a specialized milling machine for a final cut. While it may look like the cheese is being ground, this is actually a critical step to achieve the ideal curd size before molding. Milling helps the salt distribute more evenly, allows for tighter pressing, and creates the distinct firm yet crumbly texture that defines cheddar cheese. The salted curds are transferred into specialized pressing molds, typically made of stainless steel. A hydraulic system then applies high pressure to the curds, removing any remaining whey and shaping the cheese into solid blocks. Salt is then applied directly to the surface of the pressed cheese blocks, usually by evenly sprinkling dry salt over each side. This process allows the salt to penetrate from the outside in, forming a natural rind that helps preserve the cheese and develop its flavor during aging. After pressing, the cheese is removed from the mold and wrapped in muslin cloth or natural wax to protect it during the aging process. The cheese blocks are then wrapped in cloth, usually muslin, which helps protect them during aging while allowing the cheese to breathe so its flavor can develop naturally. This cloth also helps form a natural rind, giving cheddar its signature appearance. The final stage is aging, a crucial step that determines the richness, firmness, and distinctive flavor of each wheel of cheddar. The cheese is transferred to an aging room where temperature and humidity are tightly controlled, typically kept at 8 to 12 degrees Celsius with 80 to 90% humidity. The aging process can last anywhere from a few months to several years. Mild cheddar only requires 3 to 6 months to develop a soft, subtle flavor. Aged cheddar is matured for 12 months or more, resulting in a firmer texture and a noticeably sharper, more complex taste. For extra sharp varieties, aging can extend beyond 18 to 24 months, turning each slice into a flavor-packed treasure. During this time, enzymes and bacteria continue to work silently, bringing about subtle transformations in texture and aroma, like a slow, artistic fermentation. Sensory experts evaluate each sample based on a range of criteria: color, firmness, aroma, and aftertaste. A hint too much acidity or a lack of creaminess, and the entire batch might be rejected. This process is carefully monitored, as during aging and fermentation, cheese can easily become an ideal breeding ground for bacteria if conditions aren't precisely controlled. Finally, each block is precisely cut by machines into uniform portions, ranging from thin slices for retail packs to larger chunks for restaurants. The pieces are then transferred to a vacuum packaging system, where negative pressure removes all air, extending shelf life without the need for preservatives. Every package is printed with a QR code that allows full traceability, from farm to factory. Before leaving the facility, the products pass through metal detectors and automatic weight checks. Only perfectly sealed, accurate packs make it through. All of this takes place in cold storage maintained at 2 to 4 degrees Celsius, ensuring the cheese retains its ideal flavor and texture until it reaches the consumer. And just like that, a cheese masterpiece is born. From pure white milk to golden aromatic blocks of cheese, the journey of creating cheddar is a perfect blend of science, craftsmanship, and passion. Each slice of cheddar is not just food, it's the result of time, precision, and the dedication of skilled artisans. When you bite into a piece of cheddar, you're not only tasting its signature salty richness, you're experiencing a remarkable journey from pasture to plate. If you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to like, share, and leave a comment below. And now join me as we open the door to another journey, just as fascinating and flavorful. Did you know that the US produces a staggering 4.6 billion pounds of chocolate every year? Whether it's the deep, bold flavor of dark chocolate or the smooth, creamy sweetness of milk chocolate, this beloved treat has a way of making life a little sweeter. It all begins with cacao beans, carefully harvested from lush tropical farms. From there, they journey to cutting-edge chocolate factories, out where precision and expertise work in harmony to transform raw cacao into smooth, velvety chocolate that melts effortlessly on the tongue. With state-of-the-art technology and masterful craftsmanship, every bar is crafted to perfection, delivering an irresistible taste and texture in every bite. So sit back and join us as we explore the incredible journey of chocolate, from bean to bar. Let's dive in. The United States is one of the world's leading producers and consumers of chocolate, yet it lacks the natural conditions needed to grow cocoa. Every year, the U.S. imports 100% of its cocoa beans from major producing countries, particularly those in West Africa, which accounts for up to 70% of global cocoa production. After a long journey across the ocean, cocoa beans arrive at processing factories where they undergo an intricate production process using advanced technology to transform into smooth, melt-in-your-mouth chocolate bars. As soon as the sacks of cocoa beans are poured into the feed hopper, the cleaning process begins, setting the stage for a remarkable transformation. The next step is roasting, a pivotal stage in the art of chocolate making, where the raw, earthy flavors of the beans are awakened and elevated into a deep, irresistible aroma. Inside industrial roasters, the beans are gradually heated to an optimal temperature of 250 to 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 to 40 minutes, unlocking their full flavor potential and laying the foundation for premium quality chocolate. This process does more than just remove excess moisture. It develops hundreds of complex flavor compounds, adding depth and character to the chocolate. If the beans are under-roasted, the flavor remains weak and unremarkable. If over-roasted, they can burn, creating an unpleasant bitterness. That's why chocolatiers carefully monitor temperature and timing to achieve the perfect roast. A fascinating transformation also takes place during roasting. The outer shells of the beans become crisp, making it easier to remove them later. Once the beans have been roasted to perfection, they are quickly cooled to lock in their aroma before moving on to the next stage of chocolate making. After roasting, the cocoa beans are sent through a cracking machine, which gently breaks their brittle shells. A high-pressure air system then blows away the lightweight husks, leaving behind only the pure cocoa nibs, the most valuable part of the bean. Packed with cocoa butter and rich flavor compounds, these nibs are the key to creating the smooth texture of chocolate. Though small and dark, these glossy cocoa nibs hold an entire world of flavor. They are the very soul of chocolate. At this stage, they are ready to enter the next crucial phase of transformation. The cacao nibs are fed into a roller mill or ball mill, where intense pressure breaks down their structure, releasing the natural cocoa butter and transforming them into a thick, liquid-like mass known as cocoa liquor. Despite the name liquor, this substance is quite dense and has the pure, bitter taste of cacao. To achieve a smoother texture, the cocoa liquor undergoes further refining in a 5-roll mill, which grinds the particles down to just 15 to 20 microns, small enough that the human tongue can't detect any graininess. This process is crucial in determining the velvety smoothness of chocolate as it melts in your mouth. During the grinding process, ingredients like sugar, cocoa butter, and sometimes lecithin are added to create a smooth and uniform texture. The exact composition varies depending on the type of chocolate. For dark chocolate, the mixture mainly consists of cocoa solids, cocoa butter, and sugar, preserving the rich, bold flavor of cacao in its purest form. Meanwhile, milk chocolate includes milk powder or fresh milk, giving it a creamy, velvety texture and a signature sweet, indulgent taste. Once the ingredients are combined, the chocolate mixture undergoes one of the most crucial steps: conching. The mixture is placed in a conch machine where powerful paddles continuously stir and aerate it at temperatures ranging from 130 to 180 degrees for anywhere between 6 to 72 hours, depending on the desired chocolate quality. During this process, the particle size is further refined, while unwanted bitter and acidic compounds gradually evaporate, resulting in a smoother, more well-rounded flavor. This is why premium chocolates typically undergo longer conching times, leading to a silkier texture and a lingering, sophisticated finish. Finally, the liquid chocolate is heated to 110 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit to break down any unstable cocoa butter crystals. It is then cooled to 80–85 degrees Fahrenheit before being gently reheated to 88 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. This process, known as tempering, is essential for achieving chocolate with a smooth, glossy finish, a firm structure, and just the right amount of snap when broken. Once perfectly tempered, the liquid chocolate is poured into molds using an automated molding system, then gradually cooled to ensure a solid, flawless texture, free from air bubbles or deformities. Finally, the finished chocolates are carefully packaged by automated wrapping machines, ready to delight chocolate lovers everywhere. But today, chocolate is more than just a sweet treat. It is an art form and a symbol of creativity in the food industry. From classic chocolate bars to crunchy nut-filled pralines, from pure dark chocolate to creamy milk varieties, an endless array of flavors and textures continues to emerge, fueling an industry worth tens of billions of dollars. Each year, chocolate production accounts for over 50% of the total revenue in the U.S. confectionery market, making it one of the biggest pillars of the sweet food industry. Iconic brands like Hershey's, Mars, and Ghirardelli have built powerful empires, not only dominating the domestic market but also expanding their influence worldwide. Whether it's the sight of glossy, foil-wrapped chocolate truffles or the perfectly shaped squares of a chocolate bar, these treats have become an inseparable part of life's special moments. From Valentine's Day to Christmas to Halloween, chocolate is more than just a dessert. It's a tradition, a celebration, and a source of joy. Let's step away from the modern factories, the hum of machinery, and the high-tech production lines, and journey back to the very heart of chocolate, the lush, tropical rainforests where it all begins. Beneath the dense canopy, where sunlight gently filters through the leaves, ripe cacao pods quietly wait for the skilled hands of farmers to harvest them. There are no roaring engines here, only the scent of the earth, the warmth of the sun seeping into the leathery pods, and the unfolding of a fascinating story. This is where patience, experience, and passion come together to create one of the world's most exquisite flavors: chocolate. Unlike most fruit-bearing trees, cacao pods do not grow on branches, but cling directly to the trunk, creating a striking sight in the middle of the forest. When mature, the pods turn a deep orange or rich red, signaling that they are ready to be harvested. But harvesting cacao is not as simple as picking ordinary fruit. Farmers use sharp machetes or specialized cocoa harvesting knives to carefully cut each pod, ensuring they do not damage the stem, which is vital for future harvests. Once collected, the cacao pods are gathered into colorful piles on the forest floor, forming a stunning mosaic of reds, oranges, and yellows. This moment is more than just farm work. It is a time-honored ritual where knowledge is passed from one generation to the next, preserving the artistry of cacao cultivation. After harvesting, each cacao pod is split open, using a machete or a wooden stick, revealing the treasure inside. Unlike the familiar hard cocoa beans seen in factories, at this stage they are still enveloped in a thick layer of white, mucilaginous pulp. This pulp, with its tangy sweetness and fruity aroma, plays a crucial role in the fermentation process that follows. The freshly extracted beans are quickly gathered into baskets, wooden troughs, or large banana leaves, ready to begin the next essential step in their transformation into chocolate. Fermentation is one of the most crucial stages in cacao processing, as this is when the raw flavors of the beans begin to take shape. Without proper fermentation, chocolate would lack depth and complexity in its taste. Freshly harvested cacao beans are heaped into large piles on the ground, placed into wooden fermentation boxes, or wrapped in banana leaves to create the perfect environment for natural fermentation. Over the course of 5 to 7 days, bacteria and enzymes work to break down the sticky white pulp surrounding the beans, generating heat that raises the temperature to around 113 to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. This heat triggers a transformation. The beans gradually change from purple to deep brown, and the harsh bitterness softens, allowing the signature chocolate flavors to develop. Throughout the fermentation process, farmers turn the beans daily to ensure even fermentation and optimal flavor development. Once fermentation is complete, the beans still contain a significant amount of moisture and must be dried to ensure long-term storage. They are spread out in thin layers on bamboo mats, concrete platforms, or fabric sheets under the sun. Over the next 5 to 10 days, the beans gradually dry, their color deepens, and the outer shells harden. During this time, farmers use wooden rakes to stir the beans several times a day, ensuring they dry evenly. When the beans reach an ideal moisture content, they are carefully sorted to remove any defective ones. Finally, they are packed into burlap sacks, ready to embark on their journey to chocolate factories across the world. Another famous product from cocoa is Nutella. Feeling stressed and in need of a little break? Come along with us as we explore the vast almond orchards spread across California. With their creamy, nutty flavor and high nutritional value, almonds have become one of America's most beloved nuts. Did you know that every year, farmers in California harvest hundreds of thousands of tons of almonds? From the blooming almond trees in California's orchards to the delicious almonds you enjoy, the journey of almond production is a long, intricate process that requires advanced technology. In today's video, we'll follow the farmers to uncover the entire process of growing and harvesting almonds. Let's dive in. California isn't just famous for its renowned vineyards. It's also the largest almond production hub in the United States. With a Mediterranean climate, this state has become an ideal land for almond trees to thrive. Almond trees love strong sunlight, and California's dry climate helps prevent fungal diseases, which often affect crops in humid regions. The soil in California is also well suited for almond cultivation, especially sandy loam and loam soils with good drainage. Farmers here focus heavily on monitoring soil pH, ensuring it always stays between 6.0 and 7.0, which is ideal for almond trees. The popular almond varieties grown in California include Nonpareil, Caramel, and Butte. Each has unique characteristics such as different nut sizes, flavors, and harvest times. These varieties are favored not only for their delicious taste, but also for their good resistance to weather and pests, helping to increase yields and reduce risks for growers. Almond trees typically take about 3 to 5 years from planting to start bearing fruit. Planting usually occurs in early spring when the weather is warmer. Before planting, farmers use plows to loosen the soil, making it easier for plants to grow. The machine will then till the soil into furrows, making it easier to plant almond trees in rows and easier to harvest later. Specialized drills are then used to drill holes in the ground into which the almond seedlings can be planted. In large orchards, trees are spaced 4 to 6 meters apart to allow sufficient room for growth. The planting holes are dug about 50 to 60 centimeters deep, with a layer of organic compost or well-rotted manure added to provide nutrients during the early growth phase. Almond trees are mainly propagated through budding or grafting. Once the saplings have developed strong roots through grafting, they are transferred to large orchards. The saplings are usually planted in early spring when warmer weather helps them adapt to their new environment. Tree planters or skilled labor are used to ensure efficient and quick planting. The saplings are placed in the holes, soil is covered over, and then watered to help the roots establish quickly. After planting a tree, the important things for its growth are watering, fertilizing, and spraying pesticides. Regular watering is essential in almond tree care. Large almond orchards typically use drip irrigation systems, which not only provide precise watering but also conserve water. Although almond trees are relatively drought-tolerant, they still need consistent watering, especially in the first few years after planting, to support strong and sustainable growth. The drip irrigation system works effectively by delivering water directly to the root zone, where it's needed most. This helps reduce water evaporation. Rotating sprinklers are also widely used, particularly in larger areas. These sprinklers use high water pressure to distribute water evenly across the orchard, ensuring optimal irrigation efficiency. They work by rotating in a circular pattern, covering a wide radius to reach as many plants as possible. This type of irrigation system is especially beneficial for orchards, as it prevents water pooling, reduces the risk of fungal growth, and provides consistent moisture for the trees. Additionally, rotating sprinklers can be easily adjusted to control water output, making them suitable for different soil types and weather conditions, further enhancing water use efficiency and promoting healthy plant growth throughout the orchard. Fertilizing almond trees is a crucial step to ensure healthy growth and high yields. Fertilizers can be organic or synthetic, typically containing nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium to provide essential nutrients for the trees. Modern machinery is used in large farms to apply fertilizers efficiently and effectively. Almond trees are susceptible to various diseases like leaf spot, brown rot, and almond scale. Farmers regularly spray pesticides to keep the trees healthy. Spraying machines help farmers distribute pesticides evenly and effectively over large areas. Almond trees typically take about 3 to 4 years from planting to begin flowering and bearing fruit. Almonds bloom from late winter to early spring, usually around February to March in California. The blossoms appear before new leaves grow, creating neat rows of trees covered in delicate, tiny flowers that transform the landscape into a romantic, ethereal scene. Under the gentle spring sunlight, this view brings joy not only to farmers, but also attracts thousands of visitors and photographers who come to witness and capture this breathtaking moment. During the blooming season, almond growers often rent or purchase bees to release in the orchards. Bees fly from flower to flower, collecting pollen, and in the process, they inadvertently pollinate the almond blossoms, which helps the trees produce nuts. This setup allows farmers to maximize their orchard's productivity, benefiting both almond pollination and honey production. After 6 months, the almonds turn brown and are ready for harvest. Specialized machinery is essential for almond harvesting. Tree shakers and nut sweepers are primarily used in this process. The tree shaker has an arm designed to grip the trunk or large branches of the almond tree. First, the shaker is positioned to match the size and shape of the tree. The machine's arm wraps securely around the trunk to prevent damage during shaking. Once in position, the vibrating system is activated, using strong vibrations to shake the tree, causing the ripe almonds to fall to the ground. After the shaker drops the almonds to the ground, the sweeper moves through the rows to gather them into a clear strip of soil. Equipped with a series of brushes or rollers, the the sweeper collects almonds from the ground into narrow rows. Then, a nut harvester picks up the almonds, using rollers or brushes to lift them and remove larger debris, such as small branches, leaves, and stones. Additionally, some shakers come with a mesh attachment that catches falling almonds directly. This combined machine is more efficient, as it integrates both shaking and collecting in one. In some orchards where almond trees are arranged in rows, similar to vineyards, specialized shakers pass over the trees. These machines have multi-tiered rotating spindles with rubber-coated discs that shake the trees as they move along, causing almonds to fall onto a conveyor belt that transports them to a storage bin. While this method is modern and efficient, it doesn't fully remove debris like leaves and can sometimes cause slight damage to the trees. Right after harvest, almonds are gathered and transported by truck to storage facilities or directly to processing plants. Almonds are stacked in large piles, where temperature and humidity control are crucial to prevent mold growth or heat damage. Once the almonds arrive at the factory, they're unloaded directly from trucks into storage hoppers and moved to conveyor belts. First, the almonds go through a preliminary cleaning process to remove dust, leaves, and other debris. Next, they pass through specialized machines. Large branch removers eliminate unwanted branches, stone removers extract rocks and heavier materials, and small branch removers refine the process by removing smaller contaminants. After this initial cleaning, the almonds are sent to large storage bins to await further processing. In the next stage, the almonds go through gentle vibrating machines to loosen their outer shells, preparing them for shelling. The nuts are then directed to sorting tables, where advanced machinery separates the almonds from their shells and any unusable parts. At the quality control stage, each batch of almonds is thoroughly inspected for size, foreign materials, and imperfections. Any almonds that don't meet quality standards are discarded. Workers are paid $10 an hour to remove all the bad beans from the conveyor belt. The quality of almonds is also strictly controlled in the laboratory, helping to ensure the quality of the product. In the final stage, the almonds are sorted by size and packed into large containers based on market specifications. This process not only ensures the almonds reach consumers at the highest quality, but also adheres to strict food safety standards. This way, the almonds are safely stored and transported to retail outlets or further processed to meet customer demands. After screening, the almonds can be further coated with chocolate. The almonds are placed on a conveyor belt for further inspection to ensure that only quality nuts make it through. Next, chocolate is prepared by heating it to about 70 degrees, making it easy to coat the almonds. Chocolate is spread evenly into the compartments, and each almond is placed precisely into them. Workers then remove any excess chocolate. Finally, the chocolate-covered almonds are carefully packaged, ready for distribution to consumers or retail stores. Now you've gained an overview of how American farmers grow and harvest millions of tons of almonds each year. From selecting varieties and planting to modern harvesting methods, using tree shakers and nut sweepers, every step is done meticulously and scientifically to ensure high efficiency. So next time you enjoy a crunchy almond or a delicious almond pastry, remember all the hard work that went into bringing these almonds to you. Surely walnuts are a staple in your diet, aren't they? With their rich flavor and high nutritional value, walnuts have become one of the most beloved nuts in the US. In this video, join us as we explore the vast walnut orchards stretching across America. Did you know that every year, American farmers harvest billions of pounds of walnuts? From the flowering walnut groves to each delicious nut, the walnut processing journey is a complex one that incorporates advanced technology. Join me as we start to discover how American farmers produce such an enormous amount of walnuts. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. California is the main producer of walnuts in the U.S., accounting for about 99% of the national output and is the world's leading exporter. With an average price of about $1.50 to $2 per pound, walnut farming contributes approximately $2 billion to the American economy. Walnuts thrive best in climates with cold winters, which allow the trees to rest, and long, warm summers, which are ideal for fruit development. The soil in California, especially in the Central Valley region, is well suited for walnut cultivation due to its deep, loose, and well-drained properties. Walnut trees begin to bear fruit after about 5 to 7 years, making the cultivation process a test of patience. The first step in the planting process is tilling the soil. The soil must be thoroughly prepared before planting walnut trees. It needs to be loose, well-drained, and nutrient-rich. Modern plows are used to till the soil. Walnut trees are best suited to soil with a pH of about 6 to 7. Walnuts can be grown from seeds and by grafting. Nurseries use grafting techniques to produce uniform quality seedlings, which helps ensure consistency in the quality of the plants. Nurseries also easily control factors such as temperature, nutrition, and water supply to optimize the growth of the seedlings. Once the saplings are large enough, they are taken to large farms for planting. Walnut trees are planted in straight rows, typically spaced 9 to 10 meters apart to give them enough room to grow. The saplings are placed directly into pre-dug holes, after which the farmer fills the soil around the roots and gently compresses it to eliminate air pockets, ensuring the tree is firmly secured in the ground. After the trees are planted, watering becomes an essential component to ensure good growth. To provide a steady amount of water to hundreds or even thousands of walnut trees, farms often employ modern irrigation systems. At this farm, a drip irrigation system is used, an efficient water-saving method that delivers drop by drop to the soil through a network of small-diameter plastic tubing equipped with tiny nozzles called drippers or emitters. Once the trees have reached the appropriate size, farmers perform pruning to improve sunlight exposure, enhance air circulation, and boost nut production. As the tree grows larger, pruning can be done with specialized machinery. Fertilizing and spraying pesticides are also especially important for the trees to grow well. Specialized machinery will be used in large walnut orchard. This is often done selectively, only when necessary and following strict guidelines to minimize any adverse effects on the environment and the health of the trees. The pesticides used must be approved and safe for walnut trees. After about 5 years, walnut trees mature and begin to flower. In California, walnut trees typically start flowering from late March to early April. This flowering period is crucial to ensure efficient pollination, as the warm air and minimal rain help disperse pollen by wind, creating ideal conditions for walnut trees to be pollinated and begin fruit setting. The walnut harvesting season takes place from September to October each year, when the walnuts are ripe and the outer hull begins to crack open, revealing the hard shell inside that encases the nut. The process of harvesting walnuts mechanically in California is a high-tech operation performed using a series of specialized equipment. Due to the large number of trees that need to be harvested in a short period, farms typically use shaker machines to harvest the nuts. Before this step, harvesters check the readiness of the walnuts by sampling the nuts. When the green outer hull of the nut starts to dry and can easily separate from the shell, this is a sign that the trees are ready to be shaken. The tree shaker is equipped with a mechanical arm that can encircle the trunk of the tree. This arm is padded to avoid damaging the tree bark. During operation, the arm adjusts to tightly fit around the trunk and then creates strong vibrations that shake the tree, causing the ripe walnuts to fall to the ground. The shaker can be adjusted to accommodate the size and firmness of the trunk, ensuring maximum efficiency without causing harm. The vibrations must be strong enough to dislodge the nuts but not damage the tree or branches. The fallen walnuts then cover the ground. To collect them, a mechanical sweeper is used to sweep the nuts into windrows, neatly arranged rows of nuts. The sweeper works by pushing the nuts into rows, preparing them for the next collection step. It then moves along the rows of walnuts, using a conveyor belt to collect the nuts. The walnuts travel on the conveyor belt to a container at the rear. As they move, debris and leaves are also removed. The machine is designed to gently collect the nuts without causing damage. After harvesting, the walnuts are loaded onto a conveyor belt and transferred to trailers or trucks for transportation to the processing facility. Upon arrival at the processing site, the walnuts are unloaded and transferred into a holding pit, leading to a second conveyor belt. Here, workers methodically inspect, sort, and remove any unwanted debris and contaminants among the nuts. After unloading, the nuts are moved to a mobile conveyor for elevation. This movement also aids in sorting the nuts until they reach the dehulling area. Walnuts are then passed through a water washing system to remove dirt. The harvested walnuts may contain debris or unripe nuts. The sorting system eliminates these parts before dehulling to prevent damage or contamination. The plant uses a drying system to process the harvested walnuts, transitioning them from their green outer hull to the familiar dry-shelled nuts ready for consumption or further processing. Dehulling is primarily performed by machines, with various types of dehullers such as mechanical disc or water tube dehullers, each employing specific techniques for efficient removal of the hull. After visually inspecting the product, the walnuts are transferred to another part of the facility where they are sorted by size. The most efficient method uses gravity, where the nuts are placed into a large container with holes of varying sizes for sorting. Holes on the surface or screen decrease in size, allowing smaller nuts to fall through at different points, only retaining those that meet standards. The dehulling process is performed by cracking the shells. For large-scale operations, mechanical shell cracking machines are the common method. These machines apply controlled pressure to crack the shells without damaging the nuts inside. Cylinders within the machine allow the nuts to move along, programmed to gently crack the shells to avoid damaging the nuts. Afterward, the nuts are arranged to separate from the shell fragments. The workers are assigned the task of manually sorting the walnuts in this area. After sorting, the nuts are transferred to another area for drying. Newly dehulled walnuts have a high moisture content, making them prone to mold and spoilage. The drying process helps reduce the moisture content to a safe level, about 6 to 8%. There are several drying methods, one of which involves using mechanical dryers that circulate hot air around the nuts, effectively removing moisture. To ensure the nuts are not over-dried, workers regularly check the moisture content. Walnuts come in various varieties to meet market demands. To determine which nuts go into which product, quality tests are performed. Some nuts are suitable for snack products, while others are better for food production. Sterilization involves applying heat or other treatments to eliminate bacteria. The walnuts are then taken to the final quality control area, where workers manually inspect for any defects and remove any damaged nuts. Once approved, the nuts are packaged in various sizes and weights, ready for transportation and widespread distribution. Now you have an overview of how American farmers grow and harvest millions of tons of walnuts each year. From selecting the right varieties, planting the trees, to modern harvesting methods like using tree shakers and nut pickers, each step is meticulously and scientifically executed to ensure high efficiency. So the next time you enjoy a crispy walnut or a dish made from walnuts, remember all the effort that went into bringing these nuts to you. Thank you for joining me throughout this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more interesting content about the world of agriculture. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.